Jamal Lascelles, Carl Darlow, and you're watching Newcastle Fans TV.
Hello Newcastle Fans TV, what a busy day. It's been a very busy day, as you've seen on the title there. We're going to be talking, Mike Ashley has spoken. It's not often we hear from Mike Ashley. He's been speaking to us at Sky Sports. Sorry, when I say us, I mean the company who I work for, not Newcastle Fans TV. But before we do that, Rafa's had his press conference today. We're just going to be talking a little bit about what Rafa's been saying, and then we'll come on to squad numbers again. Some more news, gives you a little bit of indication what Rafa's thinking, and we'll come back to Mike Ashley. So before we get on to Rafa, Spurs have confirmed another player is out. Georgia's Kevin Nkudu is now out of the game, which leaves another problem for Pochettino. They've got injuries galore, which can only help us here on Sunday. This place will be ram-packed. They think, the media down there, that Sissoko will play right back, which will be interesting against Christian Atsu, you would think would start left back, so it's going to be an interesting tussle that. Jamal Lascelles will remain captain. There's a couple of people who are saying that his captaincy should be changed. I think it's the right call. Yes, he's probably not the best player in the world in that side, but he's young, he speaks well. I think the players now respect him. I think making the change would actually do harm at this point. Let's touch upon what Rafa has actually been saying in his press conference. So again, he's committed to the club 100%. He said he's very focused on the first game. He wants the fans to get behind everybody. So everybody's at the game on Sunday. Just get behind the team. Let's have some positivity. Dwight Gale is back. He's available. He's been in training. So will he start or not? Difficult one to say. On the subject of Kennedy, the Chelsea youngster, left back, left wing, he's mentioned that the club are progressing with targets. He may be one of them, but didn't really want to go on a comment about Lucas Perez. So again, he's not giving much away, but I think there is contact there with Kennedy. But a Lucas Perez one, he's staying very quiet on. Transfers, again, were talked about, mentioned. He said you can't really say who the targets are for Newcastle, and they said again that Newcastle have far too many players in that squad. However, he did mention it, and I think this is key because a lot of people are getting this wrong. He does say that the club do not need to sell to buy, if that makes sense. So they don't have to get rid of players to go and buy another player. Just Rafa would like that to happen though. So that's interesting because it's the first time we've heard that all summer. Mentioned about the budget as well. He was mentioning that the budget changed when he was in charge of Liverpool. One season he only had 17 million as the budget. Now he joked on that you can't go on and buy a player for 17 million. He was mentioned about Jack Colback because there was rumours going around that Jack Colback was not going to be in the matchday squad. Rafa has said he's spoken to every player and Colback is a member of the squad, so I'd expect him, judging what he said there, to be named in the 25 Premier League's man squad at the end of it'll be the beginning of September. Now we're coming away from, as you might have seen on the channel, we're getting a lot more people involved in the channel, coming off discussions. We're not using other people's videos as content because we're now trying to get away from them. I hope you've been liking the videos this week. Let us know on that as well. Now the numbers were released today, and you might say, well, the only number it means now. Well, does it? There's no numbers for Tim Krul or Ashraf Lazar, which means Rafa again doesn't say them in the plans. However, Henri Saivet does get a number, which is interesting. Now I think he's well down the pecking order, don't get me wrong. However, giving him a number is an interesting one because he's been with the under 23s. Looking at a couple of notable mentions, that Rob Elliott gets the number 1 jersey. I think he will go in. If we don't sign a goalkeeper, he'll be in the number 1 keeper. Jacob Murphy gets the number he wants. He wanted that number 7 because Lazar hasn't got any number. He picks up the 7. Shelby comes down from 12 to 8. Diarmi surprisingly gets the number 10. For me, I think that's a little bit of a surprise. I think the others aren't a massive shock. So if you are looking to get a player's number on your shirts, now you can go and do it. You don't have to worry about any players having the numbers changed, unless they leave, of course. Now, I'm going to touch upon the big story of the day. I'm going to be quoting what he's been saying today, and about transfers, and also about the money as well. So let's get it up. So you said that it's not enough. Very simple. It's just not enough. Rafa knows that it's not enough. It's not a secret. Every penny the club generates, he can have, but it won't generate enough. It's Newcastle United. It doesn't have to be a 40 million name stadium rights deal. It doesn't. I don't want the fans to watch this interview and then think it's great that Rafa's getting 150 million in the morning. He's not. Rafa, with the help of Lee Charnley, and Lee Charnley answers to Rafa, not the other way around. So we're crystal clear. Rafa makes all the final decision on players. out, but he has to do with the money that the club has. This goes to echo because it's not every day that Mike Ashley speaks on camera, and he has done it. Now, how often do you hear from Mike Ashley? Once every 2 years, and he's now come out and say, look, all the money is there. Now, he's went on to say, whether you believe this or not, it's entirely, it's up for debate. Now, he makes his money from Sports Direct. That's what he's turned around and said. Look, it's like, I make all my money. Yes, I'm a multi-billionaire, but because he's got his shares in there. But he said it's reality. It's like a wallpaper. He doesn't get his money from the club. Now, I know he's put money into the club, but of course he gets money from the club, but he doesn't make the same kind of money that he makes for like Sports Direct. You can't just pass what I say as the business. He's got all this money in Sports Direct. You can't just take money out of Sports Direct and plough it into Newcastle United. That's fraud. It's money laundering. You can't just move around. That's why. So I can understand what he means. But again, fans are going to question, look, why can't you put some of your money in? Surely the club will make money back through TV rights, etc., etc. So it's a difficult one because Newcastle have not got the money. He's went on to say that, look, he doesn't have the kind of money that Manchester City owners have. Now, we're not asking, Mike, if you're all watching, we're not asking to be Manchester City. All we're asking as fans is, look, is there any way? Because you haven't really answered that. Yes, you've said that Rafa gets all the money and he speaks to Lee Charney about it. But you haven't really said, look, I can put in a little bit of money here and there. I think that's what fans want to hear. I think it's brilliant that you've come out and said this, that and the other, and Lee Charney speaks to Rafa, and I genuinely believe that, generally speaking. I think we don't have as much money because of relegation, which we've touched upon several times on the channel. I want to hear from you, any comments down there below, exactly what you think of all of this. It's interesting, like, isn't it? And we've already started the debate on our Facebook page, so jump over to our Facebook and we'll obviously get the Twitter up to date. Videos coming up on the weekend. We've got the podcast, that should be already up now. That took forever to edit. Have a good listen, download it, it's free. It'll be on iTunes and SoundCloud, links are in the description. We've got more videos on the Tottenham fixture. I know it's on Sunday, but we've got a couple more coming out as well, so do obviously have a look at that. And thank you very much for being patient. Thanks for watching me, thanks for supporting me again, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.